Good morning everyone, my name is Ashish Nigam and I am from Ambedkar Institute of Advanced Communication Technologies and Research. So I have two questions. First question is, as Puneet sir highlighted that as freshers, as newly graduates, we should be open to all kinds of work. We'll get to learn in all streams. But sir, isn't it true that after we change a stream, our experience of previous stream is often not counted? Like some of my friends are interested in core electronics jobs, but the companies which visit our college are from IT industry. So if we take up IT industry and after let's say 6 or 1 year down the line, we get an opportunity in a core electronics job, they often consider us again as freshers. They don't count our experience of IT industry. So is it better to do that job, IT job, or rather stay back and improve your skills? And second question is that it is often seen that I belong to a non-elite college, and I've seen that the same company for the same profile are often offering different packages to, like they visit IIT, they offer different package, and when they offer, let's say IP University, they offer different package. And I'm damn sure about that, the students are not different at all. I can say sometimes the students from non-elite colleges are often more like skillful, like they often go for more number of training opportunities than those in IITs. So can you explain this discrepancy, was it so?
So, thank you for raising those questions. I think both are very relevant questions. Let me tackle the second one because that is, I think, in mind of everybody, which is pay disparity based on where you graduated from versus what you learned, which is the unfortunate truth. So let me start by saying we don't differentiate, right? We pay everybody who's starting at the entry level same compensation, whether you're graduating from an NIT or you're graduating from this thing. Having said that, we also have a reasonably kind of what we call a filter on the institutes we visit. We don't visit everywhere. And until AMCAT came along, we had this, every organization kind of had the same problem, which is, remember what I said, problem of plenty. We have many students and fewer jobs. And therefore, what was a great way to filter? Colleges, cities. So you can imagine there are cities which are perhaps in places which are not kind of easily reachable by public transport or by air transport. Lots of kind of people don't even go and visit them. Now, is there a logic that they don't have good students just because they don't have infrastructure? Clearly not, but unfortunately there were lots of these biases in place. So we don't differentiate based on the college. We pay them we differentiate based on the assessment, and that assessment is essentially this, so everybody starts with the same salary. I think this is slowly and steadily kind of reducing over a period of time. I'd imagine if this question was asked many years ago, this would have been far greater divide in terms of companies offering 2 starting salaries for people graduating from different levels. I think this is on a downward trend. I suspect kind of in a few years from now, this question will not even be relevant. It will go back in the history books as it used to happen. Once upon a time, companies used to differentiate based on that. I can see that kind of future coming through, but unfortunately it is the case. What can companies do about it? What can students do about it? I think this is one of those things where you don't have too much control, except for obviously show your mettle, right? And let your work speak for it as opposed to just your passion and emotion speaking for it. Right now you have all emotion and passion, unfortunately, but the companies are saying, I understand, but sorry, right? Essentially, it's one of those things. So, a lot of organizations, I can tell you, have moved away from that already, but it'll take some time for everybody to kind of get that. I think to your first question about somebody changing streams, and let's say electronics, doing IT, coming back to electronics, being considered as a fresher, some of it has to be done on the industry front, some of it has to be done on the student front. So let me kind of start by the industry front. I think for an industry, and again, different industries look at different things. A lot of the people value knowledge and experience, right? And in that context, the knowledge and experience of that industry is missing. And since the knowledge and experience of that particular industry is missing, you're as good as somebody who's starting afresh, except have some experience in an unrelated industry. Now, what that experience teaches you, depending upon the extent of experience, some of that experience teaches you how to work in a team setup, how to work in a professional organization, how to work in that setup, the importance of communication, all of those things. Those are softer attributes, but remember the companies are valuing, emphasizing knowledge and skills, which you don't have. From a student perspective, when they almost feel offended to being considered as a fresher, Let's understand and break that up. What is the offense? What are you offended about?
Like, offense is not that.
Why are you considering me a fresher? But what are you offended about? Is it starting salary?
No, not exactly always. It's
Yeah.
just that they say that why have you worked for IT industry when you aspire to? Why do you want to leave the IT industry when you initially also wanted to join an electronics company?
I understand. And I think, again, in most cases, honesty works. I was not sure what I wanted to do. I tried it. I figured it out. This wasn't me. And if I had known the information I know, I would have made a different decision, but I didn't. Like many of us may have made different decisions in our lives if we had all the information when we were making the decision. But unfortunately, that's not what happens. When you have new information, you have a new decision. You have experienced that IT industry for a year. Maybe you're not enjoying what you're doing. And I think the way I think about it is if you're not enjoying what you're doing, you'll be miserable at it. You'll not get better at it. Because if you're not enjoying it, you'll not put your heart, good work will not come to you, and all of that it's like a downward spiral. So I'd say go on, be honest. I picked it up, I thought I'll love it, I'll enjoy it, I'm not. And therefore I want to get away from it as quickly as I want to and want to go back. Now if I'm starting back as a fresher, which is what it is, if you can get past the compensation, right? Because you have to choose between what you really care for. If you wanted money, sure, then continue being in the IT job and be miserable. I think the challenge is you want money and the job which you want to do. And sometimes they may not go together, right? It's a question of then you have to make a choice. What do you value more? Do you value what you want to do versus what you value the money? I think there was something which said that when you're typically starting your career, your emphasis should be higher on learning. Your emphasis should be higher on knowledge and accumulation and low on money. Unfortunately, money becomes an entry criteria even to decide which company to sit for in an interview. Right? And I think if you start separating that a little bit, it'll be good. So companies do it, but I think as students as well, first be clear, yep, I made a choice, didn't work out the way I thought it will, let me just carry on. And the second aspect is don't worry about starting afresh. See, over a period of time, we'll catch up. Let me give you, and this is a little bit of a gray hair or no hair talking. I've been working for about 18 years now, right? When we were graduating, many of you may have dropped a year to prepare for engineering. Somebody may have taken more than a year to finish your engineering or whatever be the case, right? And at that point in time, the parents would say, oh my God, 1 year lost, right? Or something like that happened. When you're 18 years, 20 years in the industry, do you think you remember what happened? That 1 year is maybe 1 year of your 100 years that you will live. If you live to 100 years, maybe you live longer than 100 years for all we know, is when the technology is going. So that is just at that point in time there is pain, but the reality is it catches on. There are lots of people today, I manage a team, there are people who are elder to me. Sometimes I report to somebody who's younger than me. Right? So the age and experience, that is just in our head. As soon as we get past it, I think we'll be wiser. So don't worry about the lost 1 year, that's okay. Maybe you learned something. Focus on what did you learn in that 1 year. And if the learning was just what you're not good at, that's enough. As opposed to saying, I lost 1 year. Get over it. 1 year is not a big deal in this thing. Yeah, but don't keep losing every year.